One day you wake up and realize no one is coming. No one cares how tired you are. No one cares how much you've sacrificed. No one cares how heavy it feels to carry your own world on your back. The phone stays silent. The world outside your window keeps moving. Cars pass by. People rush to their jobs. Families laugh at breakfast tables. And your silence, your struggle, echoes back at you like an empty room. That moment feels like death. A quiet, invisible kind of death. The kind no one else notices, the kind no one will mourn. And for a man, that realization is one of the most painful awakenings he will ever face. But here's the paradox. That moment, the one that breaks you, is also the one that births you. Because when you finally see it, when you finally stop lying to yourself about how much the world cares, you step into a freedom most men never touch. The truth is harsh, but freeing. People are consumed with their own survival. They are buried under their own fears, their own insecurities, their own wounds. They don't have the bandwidth to carry yours too. And so you sit there waiting for someone to notice, and no one comes. That's when the shift happens. That's when you stop waiting. That's when you start to carry yourself. Marcus Aurelius, a man who carried the weight of an empire, reminded himself, stop wasting time debating what a good man should be. Be one. Notice what he didn't say. He didn't say wait until people recognize you as a good man. He didn't say hope someone claps for your efforts. He said simply be one, because recognition is cheap. Applause fades. People will forget your words, your posts, your sacrifices. But what they cannot ignore, what they will never erase, is the weight of a man who is whole in himself. This is why the realization that no one cares is not your downfall. It is your liberation. If no one cares, then no one's judgment can chain you. If no one cares, then you no longer need to bend your spine to fit their approval. If no one cares, you can finally move with pure intention to live not for their eyes, but for your own soul. Think back. How many times have you suffered not because of what happened, but because of how others reacted or didn't react? The breakup that stung more because she moved on without a glance. The achievement that felt empty because no one applauded. The struggle that burned heavier because nobody noticed. But what if you could see it differently? What if you could understand that the silence was not rejection, but training? What if the universe in all its indifference was shaping you, cutting away your neediness, burning out your dependence, forcing you to grow the muscles of self-reliance? Seneca in his letters wrote, "A man is as unhappy as he has convinced himself he is." Do you see it? It's not the world that makes you unhappy. It's the story you tell yourself about the world. When you interpret silence as abandonment, you collapse. But when you interpret silence as initiation, you rise. The man who no longer expects the world to care becomes untouchable. He becomes dangerous in the best sense of the word because he is no longer waiting. He is no longer begging. He is no longer performing. He acts because it is in his nature to act. He disciplines himself because it is in his nature to master himself. He builds his body, his craft, his legacy, not for applause, but because it is who he is. And here's the irony. That is when people finally notice. That is when respect arrives. When you no longer need validation, you radiate something magnetic. You carry a stillness, a self-sufficiency that draws attention without you ever asking for it. But don't confuse this with bitterness. Stoicism was never about becoming cold or rejecting love or shutting yourself off from the world. It is about becoming complete. It is about standing as a man who does not collapse when affection is absent. It is about being whole so that when you love, when you connect, when you give, you do so from strength, not from desperation. Epictetus trained his students with brutal honesty. He told them, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Why? Because the world's opinions are unstable. Today, they may cheer you. Tomorrow, they may laugh at you. If your worth depends on that noise, you are their slave. But if you can endure their silence, their misunderstanding, even their contempt, you are free. Modern psychology confirms what the Stoics already knew. Men who detach from external validation develop resilience. They recover faster from rejection. They carry lower levels of anxiety. They stand taller because they are no longer bent by the shifting winds of opinion. So let me say it to you clearly. When you realize no one cares, stop cursing it. Stop begging for it to be otherwise. Lean into it. Let it harden you, but not in bitterness. Let it sharpen you, but not in cruelty. Let it mold you into a man who sees clearly and walks forward regardless. Because here is the unspoken truth of life. Nobody truly cares until you give them something undeniable to care about. Nobody cares about your potential, but they will care about your results. Nobody cares about your suffering, but they will respect the man who turned pain into discipline. Nobody cares about your silence, but they will care about the presence you carve into the world through your actions. That's the transformation. That's the birth that comes after the death. The moment you stop expecting care is the moment you realize you don't need it. You don't need the world to see you. You need to see yourself. You don't need them to save you. You need to save yourself. And from that day forward, every step you take will feel heavier, stronger, more deliberate. You will walk differently. You will speak differently because you are no longer begging for the world to care. You are carrying yourself. So let them be silent. Let them overlook you. Let them forget your name. None of that matters because you are not here to be remembered for your cries. You are here to be remembered for your strength. Once you realize no one cares, you become untouchable. Not because you are cold, but because you are whole. And that wholeness, that inner fortress, is the beginning of true masculine self-discipline. If these words stirred something in you, don't rush past it. Sit with it. Reflect on it. Ask yourself where in your life you've been waiting for someone to care and how much stronger you could be if you stopped waiting. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear the moment this realization hit you. And if you're ready for more, subscribe, because this path, this journey of becoming unshakable is only just beginning.